Hello, everybody. I know this is kind of weird. This is the best friend you did not ask for, but is now here. It's MCZX here, welcoming you to a very different episode of Simply Complicated. As you can tell, Rizu's not here today. Rizu's out of town as of this recording, so he's not by his stuff. And I also just didn't want to bother him, given what you guys learned last episode. So this episode is going to be a little bit different compared to what you're used to, because it's just me. Oofs. Day one-ish. It's just me. Oofs. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. But listen. I did want to say this. I want to clear a couple of things up. Just kind of address the elephant in the room. I know we said there's going to be every 2 weeks, there's going to be a new episode, and we have not lived up to that promise. And I want to apologize for that. I get life can get in the way sometimes, especially if you have a full-time job like me and Rizu have. But that's still no excuse, because at the end of the day, we owe you an episode. We owe you something, and we did not deliver on that. And I apologize for that, because I value you as an audience. Even if you're just listening to this for the first time, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving this show a chance. I appreciate you dearly, because you didn't have to do that. We owe you consistency, and we have not been consistent. Granted, the situation's not the best, and I don't want to force someone to do work if they're not feeling their best, because I sure as hell didn't have that type of pressure when I was sick, dealing with my recovery and everything. So I would prefer, a little grace with that, so the person could focus on their health. That person in question being Rizu, because Rizu doesn't have to do this show. He does it because he loves the show, but I don't want him to have to do this show if he's not feeling up to par to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to feel uncomfortable doing a podcast if, that condition is affecting his ability to do a podcast. This is mostly talking. I remember when I went down for my thing, it was physical, and I was away from my stuff, and we had to go on hiatus, and it sucked. It kind of upset me as well, because I wish we didn't go on hiatus. I wish episodes still came out. I wish Rizu and Bearded Batman at the time just came up with stuff. But at the time, the circumstances were different. There was a lot more stuff going on that prevented that from happening, But I understand where Rizu's at, and I hope he feels better over time. He's enjoying himself right now, and I'm going to give him the grace to enjoy himself, because I did tell him I was doing this by myself this week. But not necessarily, because I have a little plan. You see, this episode is going to have some segments, and you're hearing the first segment right now. We're going to talk about some stuff that happened in the news. The main thing being, that CEO that got murdered from United Healthcare, because, why not? We need to talk about it. It was a big event, and we should speak on it. We're going to talk about that, and then the next segment is going to be special. I'm going to be joined by a special guest. We're going to talk about our day that we had today, which I think was great. And to end the show, we're going to talk about relationships. Don't ask me why. I guess it's just on my spirit to give you guys some advice. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Rizu's going to be back. We're going to be more consistent with the show. I don't care if I'm super busy. I have to have something canned to go up, because discipline is necessary when you're doing passion projects like this, whether it's a podcast, whether you're writing, whether you're in the studio. Speaking of which, I need to get back in the studio and make some music. I don't know why I'm so scared to go back in there. Yes, I am afraid, but you have to have discipline, and I need to get back on that. It's no different than the gym. If I can go to the gym, 3 days out of the week, sometimes 4, I can sit down and record something for a couple of hours, or maybe an hour or so. It could be a couple of hours. After editing, it's going to look pretty, and it's just an hour, but you get the point. It's discipline that's necessary, and without it, we'll never be consistent, and given the circumstances. So I'm healthy. Rizu's getting there. We're going to keep this show rolling. And we're not going to make any excuses as to why you guys aren't getting the episodes on time. Simple as that. We're going to keep it moving. If we deviate from the every 2 weeks a new episode drops of schedule, you'll know, It'll be addressed in the episode that dropped that wasn't a part of the every 2 weeks schedule. But I just wanted to say that before I talked about this first thing, because it's been bothering me and I had to get it off my chest. I feel like we are in a great position to have people, total strangers, some friends, to listen to this show, and we should be consistent with it. And if we can't do that, then the show doesn't need to be here. Just like you can say that for any podcast, really. If you can't be consistent with your audience, there's no purpose of you actually being behind the microphone. And it's just that simple. So we're going to keep it rolling. Well, we're back. So let's talk about murder. Is it wrong? The obvious answer is yes. It is indeed wrong. You don't just go out murdering people because you disagree with them. That would make you a psychopath. Correct? But what happens when a murderer kills a murderer? What is that? Well, if you haven't heard, in the news, it's the biggest story going on right now. Every CEO is fearing for their life. Luigi Mangoni, that's the guy who did the very violent murder of CEO Brian Thompson of United Healthcare. Yeah, United Healthcare. Now, you might be asking, MC, why are you saying Brian's a murderer? Luigi pulled out a gun and shot him in the back. He literally figured out the guy's schedule, went from Atlanta and came to New York City and gunned the guy down before a meeting. Mind you, when the guy got gunned down, the meeting wasn't canceled or anything. The shareholders just went in, walked right over his body. He was like, yeah, I got to get this 9 o'clock. I got to get to this 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock meeting, buddy. I can't. Yeah, I know Brian's dead, but the shareholders. But I digress. Why is Brian a murderer, MC? I don't get it. He was a family man. He was a guy with a wife and kids. He was somebody to some person out there. He had a family. You know, he denied people care. And he had the power to not do that. He sat in his office and told someone who's having a debilitating disease like cancer, leukemia, or they needed care, like a new wheelchair or a surgery to be covered by this health insurance. And he denied those people of that, thus resulting in, I'm sure, thousands of people dying. All because of the word, no, we deny this claim. Sorry. And that's how it goes. Brian killed in a way where he doesn't have to be violent. Just watches slow deaths happen over and over again. And this Luigi fellow, who happens to be pretty rich himself, which is crazy, right? Got fed up with it. And he took the guy out in a violent way. To me, both of these men are the same coin, just different sides. Brian did it in the most violent way possible, and it's not something anyone should condone. I'm not saying anyone should get shot out here because of their greed. But I hope it's a bit of a wake-up call to everybody out there that has a lot of money. You know, you can't take this money with you when you're gone. It's just going to sit there. It's going to go to your family or whoever's next, and they can try to be greedy too, but they also can't take that money with them to wherever you go once all this is over, right? You cannot sit up here and tell me, feel bad for one, but don't feel bad for the other. Brian's a murderer too. He just doesn't shoot people in the back. He denies them of their claim. And Luigi disposed them. Hell, I think the bullets had denied, disposed, and what was the other one on there? Hold on. Deny, defend, and dispose on the bullets, on the shell casing. You know? I think what Luigi has done, if anything, he's sparked something in many of Americans that are sick and tired of being nickeled and dimed by these large corporations. And I'm not saying a bunch of Americans are going to go out there and start killing CEOs. I don't think that's where we're going or how we're going to move. But I think, personally, when push comes to shove, people who aren't necessarily violent, have a clean record, may do things to get a point across, if anything. To bring awareness to what's going on out here, because truly, people should not be dying because their health insurance provider will not cover something that they desperately need to keep living. You know, these are people too. And I feel like the media is trying to make it seem like, oh, feel bad for the rich guy. Both of them are rich guys. Both of them are rich guys. This is a rich class issue between two rich guys, and one guy got fed up and shot the other one instead of waiting for him to just die like Brian would do. You know? This should not happen, but it did. And I hope America's really looking at themselves right now. I'm not saying you should lose your humanity. I'm not saying you should just cheer on like, hell yeah, yay! But the media has to do a better job at reporting this. This man is a criminal, but Brian's a criminal too, just in a legal sense. Just because he has the title CEO, he gets away with murder. And it's not right. They're both murderers. They're both bad people. So we're not going to try to sway the audience to make sympathy appear. Because I guarantee you this, if this was just two citizens that happen to be middle class, or two citizens that happen to be poor or lower class on the totem pole, don't have a lot of wealth, and if a drug dealer gets shot in the back, I guarantee you the media wouldn't cover this. It'd just be violence. Oh, a guy got shot today on blank street. Oh, the neighbor shot another neighbor on blank street. They're in the same class. No one cares. Everyone's making this a big deal because it's a rich guy that got gunned down because he treated people poorly. He didn't put the people first. He let greed guide his heart, and because he let greed guide his heart, someone got fed up. Someone shot him. You have to do right by people when you get into services like that. Not everything has to be about money, and as soon as it becomes money, 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 how much more can I make? How much more can I make? You've lost the plot of the game. It's unfair that this is what it takes for people to open their eyes up to see things, because all the CEOs are now having a realization of, wait a minute, I thought my title meant that you guys liked me. I thought because I have the CEO title that I inspire you to be like me. What's this about? Why do y'all want to hunt us down? You have to do right by the people. Or it will get like this, where you'll have more Luigis pop up. And it'll be pretty hard to have sympathy for some of these CEOs. Now, the ones who do right by people and continue to do so, I don't think those are the folks that regular citizens will try to gun down. It will be the ones that harm others, in a sense, like healthcare. There was this other place that was going to charge folks for anesthesia because it took too long, and as soon as Thompson got shot, they're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that. I'm sorry. I just thought we could make a couple more dollars because you took too long to wake up. You know, common sense is right there. You shouldn't try to take every penny and nickel and dime out of a person's pocket just to supplement your own. You must do right by the people, especially if you're in healthcare and you're a CEO. You got to do right by them. If you don't, I hate to say it, but this could be you. You know, I'm not saying someone to go out there and do it, but it could be you. You could be on the pavement and your shareholders wouldn't care that you died. Don't you think that's sick? They didn't care that the guy was dead. They just walked over his body and went to their meeting. That says a lot about people. That we don't even care about each other. We'll just watch you be dead in the street. I gotta make my meeting. I'm sorry. Yeah, I see he's dead, but whatever. I gotta go get this 2% increase in our yearly profit. You know, get out of my way. Oh, that's blood on my new shoes. Good Lord, that sucks. But if you didn't know, Luigi got caught at a McDonald's in Altoona because someone decided to snitch. Don't know why you would decide to snitch. The man's dangerous, so telling on him, you could have been dead too. Personally, I wouldn't even snitch for no award. That ain't my business. Personally, that ain't my business. I'm not about to be a hero. I don't know why he thinks he's the person that did it is a hero. They're not a hero. You're stupid. You got played. Because I find it weird. Josh Johnson said it best. They were going to give you like $60,000 if you turn them in, and then they kind of rescinded, like, actually, we got them, so we're not going to pay you anything. We used you. I'd be pissed. I'd be mad if I actually snitched on someone, and then you're telling me I'm not even getting paid for it? No, 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 no. I will be joining Luigi very soon because I want to know who told me I can't get my money. Hell no. I think this case is going to be a very interesting one for the times because it really shows how ugly we are as a country, but it also shows how little we care about those who put others in harm. They're going to look at Luigi as like a Robin Hood figure to me because he took care of a problem, a guy that was killing folks and profiting off it. Luigi lost his freedom for a message. A lot of us wouldn't do that. I sure as hell am not doing that. But this case is going to be interesting. That's all I can say. Good luck finding jurors, a good jury that's going to sit there and be unbiased towards Luigi, because I don't think you're going to find that in this country. You're either going to find someone that's super biased and doesn't care that Brian Thompson also killed folks just like Luigi, but without a gun, just with a letter, because that's what he did. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Even if you find him guilty, it doesn't matter because the spark has been lit, the seed has been planted, and it sent a message, and the message has been received by the American people. And all we can hope is no more violence comes from it, but I wouldn't be surprised if more violence does root from this seed that's been planted. These super billionaire folks have to be fair and understand that they cannot use their money to just constantly get away with murder. It's not right. And I hope folks understand it's not right. I'm not picking either side because we just said at the top murder is bad. It's not something we should do. But we do it all the time. It's just not publicized when it's not a rich guy. When it's something that happens in your neighborhood, you don't really know much about it. Someone got shot. Someone got stabbed. Oh well. Moving on. It's another a widespread case like this. This is a class issue, and I hope Americans wake up and realize that upper echelon 1% super rich billion class is playing in y'all face and pitting the rest of us against each other when we shouldn't be. We should be united so they play fair. You gotta stand up to bullies. You can't let bullies constantly run your life. We'll never make any progress in this country if we always bend the knee and kiss the boot of the rich guy or assume a rich guy is smart because they have a bunch of money. Not how this works. It's about character here. And if your character's whack, then you're whack. Doesn't matter how many things you have. It doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter. Your character needs to be on par with your spirit, your soul, all of that. Your character has to be the first thing people notice besides your income and how much you make. If that's all you got, well, all right, I guess. But you sure weren't a good person to people around you. And that's all I have to say about that. I hope we all do better. I hope people learn from this. All this is a learning lesson. And I hope history doesn't repeat itself. Because it shouldn't, but if y'all get big in your britches and start making really stupid claims and really stupid policies that you think is going to benefit the people or benefit your company and make it real hard for the average American citizen to get, I don't know, something as small as a grocery or just health care or whatever the case may be, shoes, clothes. If you make it so bad, this might happen again, but I hope it doesn't. But I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Be safe out there. All right, everybody. That ends the first segment. It is time for the next segment, and I hope you enjoyed. It's going to be fun. Be prepared to laugh after all that doom and gloom. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome back This is the next part of the show, and I'm joined with a very special guest. It's a very rare occasion because this never, ever, ever happens because I can never get him. But I am joined by the one, the only, Chino D. Phoenix. Sir, please introduce yourself as this was a live stream.
I just finished uploading the last episode of 2024. And if you want to know what my podcast is No One's Ready for Wrestling. I go into depth with everything I talk about, pro wrestling wise. And if you want wrestling honesty, this is the place right here. I'm the guy who is brutally honest about pro wrestling. So if you want to follow me on my Twitch channel, which I do stream mostly every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, you can just follow me on Twitch, Phoenix. It's where you could connect with me. I mean, I am a chill guy. I don't want people to take my kindness for granted. Just want to be brutally honest with you guys right there. I don't want people to take my kindness for granted.
Hey, this is like a stream. Like, you just got rated, so you need to put the streamer voice on.
Yeah,
do the streamer voice. Hi guys, it's me, Chino. He doesn't sound like that, but that's what I hear when he does it every time.
I know.
And if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is my actual real life brother. Yes, this is my real brother. Rizu's my brother too, but this is my blood brother. We came from the same person. Out of the same base.
The same thing called mom.
Mom's not a thing. She's a person, you piece of shit. Anyway. This is going to be fun for me because I never have Chino on the show. But he's agreed, thankfully, to be on the show. So I talked about the CEO thing, but we heard enough about that. We don't need to do doom and gloom. It's time for the laughing part. It's time for what we did today. This is where the music jingle will go. What you did today? Yeah, so Chino went on a little adventure today. It was going to be a bigger adventure, but, stuff happened, and we're not going to talk about it because, it's not our place to talk about it.
Keep it we just keep
professional.
We don't want to be like, oh, let's talk about what happened and all that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about someone else's business on here, but just a bit unfortunate. But plain and simple, that's it. So me and Chino went on an adventure today. We were set to see Sonic the Hedgehog tree.
And I literally said I wanted to see it before this year comes to an end.
Ran out, right.
Because we are damn near close to this year coming to an end.
Yeah.
And I literally...
I didn't yawn. I did not yawn.
You clearly did.
No, I did not. I did not. Nope.
Yes,
no, I did not. No, sir, I didn't. I did not yawn. It was not a yawn. Shut up.
Yes, it was a yawn. Don't
listen to him. He's a liar.
No.
Don't listen to him.
Guys, this is what
I didn't yawn. I didn't yawn.
He does yawn.
Yeah, because it's like midnight. Like you said, ruined the whole mystique of everything. Yeah, it's midnight, and we're recording this because we were trying to record this. Let's talk about that before we talk about the other thing, the adventure. So we were trying to get Riverside to record us for the past 30 minutes before this because we were going to start earlier, but we kept running into problems. His freaking camera wouldn't work. I couldn't hear him. The recordings wasn't coming through, and I found out the reason why is because my headphones. I got these new headphones, by the way. You guys can't see it, but if I ever point this out, let me look at that. These new headphones do not allow me to basically have two things connected to it, and I had it connected to two things. It was connected to my phone and the computer, and because of that, that happened, and it messed it up. So once we figured that out, then Chino's camera goes out. You gotta be kidding me.
Yep, you gotta love technical difficulties.
Technology!
You gotta love it.
Gotta love it. But, get back on pace. We went to see Sonic the Hedgehog today, the third installment of Sonic Sonic Hedgehog 3.
Sonic.
And do we spoil it or do we
No,
not spoil it?
I would rather not spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen the movie yet, because it wouldn't be fair to those who never got to see Sonic 3. Like, I want to keep it spoiler free. And
That's fair. That's fair.
if we spoil the movie, people are gonna be like, "Well, thanks a lot, you dumbasses. Now I can't even see the movie because you spoiled it."
That's true, but there is like one specific part I want to talk about, but I can't talk about it because now we're going to spoil the movie. So never mind. It was so freaking cool. That's all I can say. Like, I'm ready for number 4. If you guys are gonna give me 4, give it to me now. I need it now.
Yeah, like, and this is the thing. I am really critical when it comes to trilogy movies, like when it comes to third movies in particular, because sometimes the third movies, they're either hit or miss. On rare occasions, you get a hit, but and sometimes you get either average / mid. And don't worry, we're going to come
back to that word.
We're going to come back. You're going to hear that word a lot.
Yeah, we're going to come back to that word.
And the only thing I will say is the Sonic movies, they go up there as one of the best trilogies, in my honest opinion. Just in my honest opinion, when it comes to cinema and honoring why video games based off of movies should be treated with respect, treated with, like, not just changing everything.
Cool.
Literally, when they first, like, let's go way, way back to the first Sonic trailer. You guys know about that. You guys know
Muskrat.
That design from Sonic. And
it looks like a drunken rat. And that's not what a hedgehog looks like.
That's not what a hedgehog looks like. And thankfully, the people who heard the criticisms, they took action, they redesigned it, and had they kept that design, that movie would have flopped. Big time.
Yeah, the only reason people would have went is to see Jim Carrey. But let's just be honest, if they would have kept that original design, I don't think they would have got Jim Carrey, because Jim Carrey would have saw that and probably went like, oh, no, that's not good. It's simple. You just respect the source material and don't freaking try to change everything just because it's a movie. The movie is in the game. You just have to adapt it to a script. You're not going to put everything from the games in there. Like in Sonic 2, we could have explored a couple things from what was Sonic CD. Like, we could have introduced Metal Sonic and Sonic 2 instead of Knuckles, but we went to Knuckles. And really, Knuckles should have been in 3 if we're going down a chronological timeline, like it should have been. Tails was introduced in the first one, then the second one, Metal Sonic, and then Knuckles is in third, and fourth would have been Shadow, but they made the right decision and introduced Tails at the end of the first one, and Knuckles was in the second one. Shadow gets revealed in the second one, and then the third one gets revealed as well. And I can't say it because Shino wants to do spoiler free.
So, I don't want to spoil this for anybody who has.
And I don't want to spoil it either, but I do want to talk about it. But I can't talk about it because we're going to spoil it. But all I'm going to say is, got revealed, and I lost my shit. And then, got revealed, and I also proceeded to lose my shit again.
Everybody in that theater literally lost their shit.
Yeah.
And
yeah, when they both came through, that's what I need. I need that. Just give me the next movie right now.
Yep. And I already know they're already working on fourth.
Yeah, they have to be. As for the movie overall, I thought as a third movie, fantastic work. Oh, Wild Arrow. I don't know what he's barking at.
No, it's just barking at us. Nothing.
Oh, of course. But I think the movie was fantastic because this one really felt like the theme of this movie was loss, and not letting loss change who you are as a person on the inside. And it shows you the parallels of that. Like, here's Shadow's really depressing backstory, and here's Sonic's, who has a similar backstory, but family and friends. And now I'm not a brooding emo asshole with a gun and a motorcycle, but that emo asshole with the motorcycle and the gun is pretty cool. I gotta say, it's just cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Maybe sometimes you don't need family so you could become cool as fuck. I'm just saying.
And I'm just gonna come right out, and this is not a surprise to anybody. Keanu Reeves absolutely killed it as Shadow.
Nailed it.
He nailed it, and and Jim Carrey doing both Robotniks, fantastic.
Yeah, Gerald and Ivo, perfect. And I almost said something. I'm gonna say
something that almost spoiled.
I'm just gonna say this: Jim Carrey wants to do Sonic 4. He'll come out of retirement to do Sonic 4. That's all I got to say about that.
Knowing Jim Carrey, he probably would do Sonic 4 if that happens.
I freaking hope so. If it happens, but I can't say why.
It's just, you guys got to see it for yourself.
You got to go see it.
We say if.
Yeah. I think me and Shino was talking about this in the car. Like, the first Sonic movie was about trust. I think
it was like the first Sonic movie because I watched Sonic 1 like numerous times. Like, the first one, like Sonic trying to bond with, humans, like, and trust is one thing. And it also applies to the second one as well.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to get Knuckles to trust him when he got screwed over by Robotnik.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess the first two things is trust and teamwork.
Yeah, the second one is teamwork.
You could say that about this one too, because it's also about like nailing it in. Like, teamwork is important. Do not stray away from the team, because if you do, happens, and then happens.
That's why we are trying our damnness to not.
I want to spoil it, but
I know, but we can't. If we do it, it's gonna ruin it for those who have not seen it.
I know, we're being very considerate. You're being very considerate, but damn, man, it's such a good movie. Like, I'm just impressed at Paramount and how they've treated this. Like, Sega, Paramount, like, the way they've treated this franchise is just beautiful to me. They have not screwed this over one time. They haven't made any stupid artistic changes. They are honoring every character that you played with in the game to a T.
Yeah.
To a T.
Yeah, like that movie, I laughed. Like, there were parts I got emotional on. I mean, you guys could take a hint on what scene what we're talking about when it involves Shadow. But I mean, anybody who plays Sonic Adventure, you guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and this is a spoiler. It's the Maria story. Like, if you play
Sonic Adventure
the game,
you already know the story. You already know, but they added a little twist to that backstory, which I will not discuss.
I'm not going to discuss that either, because that's going to mess up the twist. But all I'll say is, yeah, the Maria story, they nailed that to a T, to the point where it's like, I feel terrible for Shadow. I feel terrible for him. And
the person who played Maria, she did a fantastic job.
She did. And then the thing happened. Shadow did the thing. And yes,
Yeah, let's just say MC is literally trying to hold and trying not to spoil the. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Like,
I'm trying to honor the unspoken code of, if this movie comes out, you need to at least give the people a month or two before you can discuss what happened in the movie. It would be really inconsiderate if I just said, I'm going to, spoil the whole thing. This isn't like pro wrestling where you watch the show, and if you didn't watch the show, you just want the results. Well, I'll just tell you the results. That's not spoiling it, because you didn't want to watch the show in the first place. But with movies, it's like you have to experience it. You have to, especially if you love Sonic the Hedgehog. You gotta go see it, man. It's so good. It's jam-packed full of action, comedy. You got your drama. You got your heartfelt moments. Everybody was on their A game. Everyone played their part to the T.
That's what I loved about that movie. Everybody played their part. Like,
nobody did a bad job. So when IGN gives it a 6, it kind of pisses me off.
This is why you don't take IGN seriously, because their reviews are full of shit anyway.
Seriously, like every year you guys say Madden's going in the right direction. It's a piece of shit game, and you know it.
Don't even get me started with Madden. Like, if I wanted
Every
to play
time.
football, I would play Mutant Football League instead of playing Madden.
Dude, I'm playing Maximum Football because it's out on the Xbox through Game Preview, and that shit's fun. Yes, it's not as polished as Madden. Yes, it's not as good as like a All-Pro Football 2K8 and NFL 2K5. But guess what? It's a small studio, and they're trying their damnedest to make a good football game that's not Madden. They're trying. And I can appreciate a small studio trying to compete with the big monopoly boys that don't want any competition. I've said this on this podcast a billion times. I know I'm straying away from what we were talking about earlier, but I have to get this out. Competition breeds creativity, and when there's no competition, you get lazy. You need competition. You have to have it. It's no different than pro wrestling. You need other companies to exist, because if WWE was the only place that existed, it was the only way to get money, and there was no indie promotions nowhere, just WWE, and everyone goes to WWE, you'd hate this shit because they'd get so lackadaisical with their writing, the wrestling, everything. It'll suck. And that's what's happening in NBA 2K. That's what's happening in WWE 2K. That's what's happening in Madden. That's what's happening in any game that does not have competition, because the license is just with one company. We need competition. I need wrestling games from everywhere that could have a WWE license. But this exclusivity nonsense, this monopoly bull BS, it's got to stop. I really hope it stops. Like, please. No, that was a small tangent, but IGN had the nerve to give Sonic 3 a 6 and gave Mufasa an 8. Now, I'm not saying Mufasa's bad, but come on now. I don't even think they gave it an 8. They probably gave it a 9. I'm going to look it up while you talk.
Well, I'm actually looking it up right now.
No, one of us has to look it up.
I'm already on it. And it's funny because Sonic 3 blew Mufasa in the opening box office.
I know it was, because no one's trying to watch a prequel.
Yeah, they did give it an 8 out of 10.
See, I was right, even though I second guessed myself. But that's what I'm saying.
I just think it's blatant favoritism.
It is, because you guys don't want to acknowledge good stuff. You just want to act like this Sonic movie is not good. No, it's an amazing movie if you love video games, and you would think a video game publication that loves video games would actually enjoy freaking game movies. I don't get it. IGN really blows me. I don't respect it. That's all I can say. And it's the same thing that goes for Madden. You say Madden's in the right direction every year. I call BS, because people are still complaining about shit that they haven't fixed or added to the game for years. But it's whatever. Go see Sonic 3. If you have the time, try to see it before the year's up, or see that as soon as you have the time, because you're not going to regret it. I highly suggest you watch Sonic 1 and 2. You don't have to watch Knuckles, even though there is a callback from Knuckles.
And I did see Knuckles, which is really good. I didn't Paramount Plus, but I did watch it. It is really good. It is.
Don't worry how you watched it. Don't come for us, America. We have our sources.
Yep, it's really fun.
It was fun, and I think, and I talking about this in a car. You could say it,
and I said I guarantee after we're gonna probably get a.
Yeah, I was saying we're gonna get that spinoff, that because Knuckles had one, so it's a possibility Shadow might have one after the events of. But I want to say it so bad, and I can't.
Yep. I am.
Excuse me.
But when we were in the car, we were talking about some possibilities of another film that Sega could do. And I know the one that is currently, I believe, in the works is Space Channel 5.
Yeah, I think it is.
And I already know that movie is going to be really good, but the thing is, who's going to be Space Michael?
I mean,
You got Jafar Jackson.
you could get Jafar Jackson to do it. Michael's coming out next year in October.
Yep, I'm watching it.
I mean, or he could just be himself, Space Jafar.
That would be nice.
But I don't know, man. I when I hear about the Space Channel 5 movie, I'm excited, but I'm also a little concerned because I don't know how many people know about Space Channel 5. Like the casual audience. It's like if Parappa the Rapper got a movie.
Oh, some people won't know what they'll be like. What the hell is Parappa the Rapper?
I think a lot of the new generation don't know what Parappa the Rapper is because Sony hasn't been, consistent with putting out new Parappas every time there's a new console. It should have been a Parappa the Rapper 3 on the PS3 and a 4 on the 4 and a 5 on the 5, but they didn't do that. So I don't know, man. I really want the Space Channel 5 movie to work. I did say another good film or series. I think Golden Axe would be a good animated series.
Golden Axe would be good. I also threw out Comic Zone. I know some people would be like, what the hell is Comic Zone?
Just trust us. It's a good game. It's very hard, too.
It's very hard on the Sega Genesis.
Yep. Comic Zone. I also
I threw out Streets of Rage.
Another good animated thing. Should be an animated thing.
It's animated. Like, it should be animated. I don't see it being live action unless you got the right cast to play the part of each character, of the main three to be precise.
Right. If you didn't get... That's why I always lean to animation, because you can get a good voice actor to do it. Yeah. But if you need like an actual martial artist to do it, you may not get the best thing. But Streets of Rage, that would be cool. I know Yakuza's a thing on Amazon, but I haven't watched it yet. I think it's out on Amazon.
I think it is.
Haven't watched it yet, but I would. I could see
Shinobi.
Ahead.
I could see
Shinobi too. Yep. Mm-hmm. Shinobi. I said Altered Beast in a car, and what else did I say?
You said Altered Beast, and
I said because anything is possible. I said it is a possibility that Crazy Taxi could be turned into a movie because as short as that game is, and it doesn't really have a major story to it. If the Emoji Movie can be a movie, Crazy Taxi can also be a movie. I don't know how, but anything is possible. But I think
I just squirmed when you said the Emoji Movie.
You did, because you said the same thing in the car. Please don't talk about that.
Don't talk about it, please.
But I was saying...
And there was another idea, like, I don't know how this will work, but Eternal Champions. Because apparently, I don't know if that's going to be adapted into a movie or into a TV show, but I could see it being animated, which would make the most sense, because I don't know who you would cast for every specific character.
If they were to do that, I think they would have to remake the game first.
They have to remake the game
because you wouldn't be able to just go off the merits of, hey, this was on the Sega Genesis. This was our fighting game. People don't remember that. We remember it, but these young kids now, they don't know what the hell Eternal Champions is. So that's that. There's one other game that I think would make sense. Jet Set Radio.
That was the first thing I was about to. That was another thing I was about to say.
Like, you could technically do something with that.
The
story's short.
It's short, but I could see them adding some comedy into that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But again, just like I said, it depends on who you cast to play the characters.
And who's writing the script and directing the movie as well. Because they have to understand the game. If they don't understand the game...
Because if you don't understand the source material and you try to add your own flavor to it, it's going to bomb. It is literally going to bomb. I've seen movies based off of video games that...
All you have to do is respect the source material. That's it. Adapt it.
As gamers, we don't ask for much. Just respect the source material.
Like, don't switch it to the point where you're trying to cram like 8 games into one movie either. I don't like that. Just space it out. Like, I'm afraid that Yakuza TV series is trying to cram all of the Yakuza games into one season, and I don't think that's possible. But I have to watch it first before I can make the judgment. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we covered all of
Yeah,
those.
we covered it. But
I don't think there's any
overall,
other
watch
Sega
Sonic
game.
3. Overall, watch Sonic 3. You will not be disappointed. It is one of my favorite movies this year, in my honest opinion.
Even though this year ends in like 7 days. So, yeah, like I really enjoyed Sonic 3. It was a hell of a ride. I wish the circumstances were a little different and we could have, started with a whole crew, a whole squad, but it is what it is. Stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but after Sonic, when we went to do
before you talk about Sonic, I know you want to talk about the Game Awards. Before we talk about that other thing, I'd rather pivot to the Game Awards.
That's right. Because the Game Awards did happen.
And it was their 10th
last
anniversary.
week. And it was their 10th anniversary. And we didn't cover it. Might as well tell y'all now. While the Game Awards were going on, my laptop was in the shop because my battery was dead. And I didn't get my laptop back till that Friday. And I just was playing with it that week instead of recording. So that's on me. So we could just skip asking me, why you guys didn't record the week of the game? It's because my laptop wasn't here. And that's really it.
Like, honestly, you want to know what I did? I was at work during the Game Awards, and, it could be a little slow in my area. So I literally had my phone on the whole time. Like, I didn't even, turn it off or anything. I just had the Game Awards on my phone, just watching it, because, it was a little slow in my area. And
yeah, it was a good night for gaming, I think. I think it was a pretty solid show. I know we could talk about all of the trailers and everything.
I just want to talk about, only a few.
Y'all can look those up. Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the big ones.
First of all, Sega, Virtual Fighter. Holy shit.
The Renaissance is back.
The Renaissance.
Capcom and Sega are back on their shit. And thank you, Capcom, specifically you guys, because you finally woke up. You woke up.
And I'm sorry to say this, but how many times are we going to see another Monster Hunter, or no offense to the Monster Hunter players out there, okay? But how many times are we going to see a new Ace Attorney? No offense to the Ace Attorney players out there. How many times are we going to see Resident Evil? No offense to anybody who plays Resident Evil.
It's Street Fighter.
Look, it's Street Fighter 6. We know, because look, you got Terry and Mai in the fucking game,
right?
And you guys are doing great right there. And I know they're probably going to mash all that up because they did it with Street Fighter 5. They're going to do it with Street Fighter 6. They might call it Super or Street Fighter 6 Arcade Edition or Championship Edition.
Champion Edition, Turbo Edition. Maximilian Edition.
Maximilian skin.
What? Yep, you can play as Benny and Mac.
RP Benny.
RP Benny. But yeah, I'm just gonna say the two from Capcom. Capcom's bringing back Onimusha, which I did not catch.
Do you know how long we have to wait for a new Onimusha? We have to wait years.
It's 2026, I think. 2-year wait.
And a sequel to Okami.
Which
that caught me
decades.
by surprise.
Same here.
I'm like, holy I literally wanted to scream at work. That's how much I'm like, oh my god.
I screamed in the house as soon as I saw the art. I'm like, no fucking way. Oh my god. It's
and the host got choked up when he was about to
yeah.
That was like that's how you could tell you did something right. And Capcom
was like, man, this one's special. Y'all just roll it.
This is special. So much so I literally had to get Okami on my PlayStation, which only cost me $5. That's how big it was. Thank you to PlayStation's network because of the discount, which I appreciate that. But let's talk about the award, the winners.
Hey, we didn't say what else Sega did. It did Virtual Fighter, and
I already said Virtual Fighter, and they had a VF Direct after
that.
And I'm like,
Virtual Fighter. What the hell am I doing? No, didn't they do 2 things at the Game Awards? Oh, that's right. There's a new Sonic racing game.
Yep,
It's
there's a new Sonic
generation, something like that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because look, I'm a sucker for racing games, like mostly the Mario Kart franchise. Like, and they did Sonic and Sega All Star Racing, which I did play on the Xbox back then when I was Team Xbox. Which, I mean, I have a new team.
Yeah, you
that
can
I'm
shut
on.
up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
let's
Be
not.
quiet.
I know. I know.
I want to hear about your team. Shut up.
But I'm excited for it.
And then I think to close the show, Naughty Dog did their new
Intergalactic.
their big
Intergalactic
original IP, Intergalactic. So
and the Witch, and they all opened
and Witcher
with,
4.
The Witcher 4 to
Witcher
anybody
4
who
is
loves
coming.
The Witcher.
Yeah, I gotta beat The Witcher 3 at some point. I think I could do that next year. But let's talk about the winners.
Yep, and I'm gonna go all the way from the bottom to because no, we are not gonna be talking about esports and creators.
Quick thing, I don't understand esports sometimes. Where do y'all watch this, and when does it come on?
I think it's mostly on Twitch, if I'm correct.
Is it on Twitch or ESPN? Because y'all make this seem like it's a big deal, and I never see this shit broadcast anywhere. The only esports that I count is Evo, but that's Evo.
It's fighting games, and I don't know why Evo's not on that.
Yeah, like, what about your boy who won, Punk? Punk won. Yeah, Punk should have been nominated. Why Punk wasn't nominated? He won. Finally, after years of grinding to get back there, he won. That's a good-ass story. What you mean? That's not good enough for the Game Awards.
No.
Well, whatever. Fuck you guys. We're not talking about esports teams and esports and content creator of the year. Shout out to Queso. Queso won that. But besides that, we're going to talk about the games, and Shino's about to go through that nice little list for you all.
All right, because I pulled it off. Because and I want to start with most anticipated game. Like, I'm working my way from the bottom. Grand Theft. That was not a surprise. I knew Grand Theft Auto 6 was going to win that.
I mean, come on. That's not unfair. Why would you put that in the category? You knew damn well that was going to beat everything.
And if you just want to know what the other nominees were for that category, you got Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, which I'm actually excited for.
Heard that was good.
Because if you didn't play Ghost of Tsushima,
I didn't.
That game is beautiful.
I don't have a PlayStation.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
It's never coming out.
And, of course, Monster Hunter Wilds.
It's coming out soon. Errol's whining because he's being a baby.
Yeah, because he likes the belly rubs that I'm giving him.
That's your brat.
You get that from another one, which... Let's just move on. Player's voice.
What the hell you was about to say?
I'm talking about Little Chico.
Oh, Little Chico. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Both of y'all the same dog, by the way.
But anyway, player's voice. The winner of that was Black Myth Wukong.
Yay!
And the other nominees were Genshin Impact, Elden Ring, Shadow of the... Okay. Withering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero. Alrighty then.
The only reason I'm booing Elden Ring and the other games, is because Elden Ring's DLC should not be nominated because it's not a game. It's a DLC.
There should be a rule about DLCs being nominated because
or just make a new category.
You should just make a new category. Best DLC.
Right. Best DLC out of the year
at the next year's Game Awards instead of just putting it in a category.
Yeah, like don't just nominate a freaking DLC as Game of the Year. That's cheese. You're cheating. As far as I'm concerned, you're cheating.
Anyway.
Like, what are you doing?
Yep. Anyway, innovation and accessibility. The winner of that was Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Nice.
And the other nominees were Call of Duty Black Ops 6,
cool.
Diablo 4,
alrighty,
Dragon Age, and Star Wars Outlaws.
Okay. It's Veilguard.
Best adaptation. This one, I thought Arcane was going to win that because I've heard great things about the animated series which is on Netflix, and I need to watch that.
I should watch that too, since all my animes are coming to an end. But carry on.
But the winner of that was Fallout, which threw me off a loop. I'm like, wait, what?
Sir, Fallout is amazing.
I know it's amazing.
I still haven't watched it, but if you play enough of the games, you know they did it right.
Yeah. But the other nominees were, like I mentioned, Arcane, Knuckles, which is funny as hell, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, and Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft.
See, you see what I'm saying? Like a Dragon, Yakuza. What are you doing? What are we doing?
But anyway, best sports/racing game. The winner of that was EA Sports FC 25. The other nominees were F1 24, NBA 2K25, Top Spin 2K25, and WWE 2K24.
I feel like WWE should have won, but whatever.
Should have won that one, in my honest opinion, because that game is still amazing.
There's a bunch of haters.
Bunch of haters, and even though they still have some,
you're a hater. You know what? All those games, get competition. Just get competition, please. I can't keep the monopoly going. Please, get competition, damn it.
But anyway, moving on. Best multiplayer game. The winner of that was Helldivers 2.
That's pitiful. I'm hyped for a game I'm never going to be able to play. I don't have a PlayStation 5, but it looks so fun. Every time I watch people play it, I just kind of look at my Xbox and like, why the fuck don't you have this game? You dirt.
Anyway, the other nominees were Call of Duty Black Ops 6,
Boo!
Super Mario Party Jamboree.
That's a heartbreaker.
I call that breaking up friendships.
Ruining families. Super Mario RPGs. Not Super Mario RPG. What the fuck?
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Super Mario RPG doesn't... Like, what is wrong with you? Mario RPG doesn't ruin families.
Oh, no.
You're talking about the Mario Party franchise.
Why did I say that? Leave me alone.
Anyway, Tekken 8. We'll get to that in a second. And Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2.
Fork Knife wasn't it nominated for that?
Fork Knife was not nominated for best multiplayer game.
That's wild.
I think it was best ongoing game, if I'm correct.
Probably.
But anyway, best family game. The winner of that was Astrobot. Anyway, the other nominees were Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, The Plucky Squire, Princess Peach Showtime, and Super Mario Party Jamboree.
No. That can't be a family game because you'll kill your family if you play it.
I've seen videos of people who play Mario Party getting to fight.
House? You stole my stars! Get that from
Yep, that's a rule of thumb. If you have friends that you play with, don't get overly competitive, because if you do, then expect friendships to be broken, and then it's going to take
bastard stole my stars. I hate him.
Yep. It's going to take weeks to rebuild that friendship. But anyway, best sim/strategy game. The winner of that was Frostpunk 2. And the other nominees were Age of Mythology Retold, Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess, Manor Lords, and
Manor Lords,
my bad, and Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn Overlord should have won, but whatever. You guys don't like RPGs. Fuck you.
Speaking of RPGs, best role-playing game. The winner of that was Metaphor Refantasio.
Of course it did.
And the other nominees were Dragon's Dogma 2.
Nope.
Elden Ring.
Shadow of the Herb Tree.
Yep.
No, you don't get to be nominated. You're DLC.
Somebody really needs to reevaluate this.
Yeah, don't do that again next year, Jeff. Please. Jesus.
Yeah, Jeff. Like, I mean this as a gamer. Don't do that. Save that for the DLC category.
Yeah, just make a DLC category and go through them and freaking don't put that as Game of the Year or any other category. Wasting space. Unicorn Overlord could have gotten best RPG, but no. Elden Ring.
Anyway, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and
Shocker.
Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
It's right.
Yep.
Should have won, but it didn't. So.
Now, best fighting game. The winner of that, which I voted for, Tekken 8.
Tekken 8. Come on, man.
I mean, come on. That was awesome. That game.
Sparking Zero awesome. Hasn't been out long enough yet.
Yep.
I don't think that's fair.
It's nominated right there. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Arcade.
The true winner. The true winner.
And Multiverses.
Because
and I know there's going to be some people be like, well, where's Mortal Kombat? Why isn't that game on the fighting game nomination? Well,
I hate to break it to you. It's in the dirt.
It's in the dirt. Like, it's just not selling well.
People don't play that shit.
Mm-hmm. Even if you put in, like, Conan, who he's like Tusk.
It's just Tusk with Arnold Schwarzenegger's accent. That's all it is.
Yep.
How about you put someone from Killer Instinct in, you piece of shit? How about you do that? Do the crossover that we want to see.
Do that, or I could ask ChatGPT, how would you do a Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct crossover?
And GPT's just going to say, you don't. Please stop asking me this.
Don't worry, I'll ask it.
No, it's going to say, no, stop asking me this, please. No, I don't know. You're going to get sued.
But anyway. Best action game. The winner of that was Black Myth Wukong. Deserves
of course.
it.
I agree with that.
Other nominees were Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Fuck you.
I mean, and this is just...
I don't play that game.
I'm not into the Call of Duty franchise.
Neither am I, and I'm not getting called the N-word just because I don't know how to aim. So kiss my ass.
And it's one of the most toxic community-based games, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, it sucks. Sorry.
Anyway, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade.
All right.
And Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. God damn it. God damn it.
Helldivers! Yeah!
Best action. Let's just move on. Best action
for America. Justice.
Anyway, best action / adventure game. The winner of that was Astrobot.
Y'all all doubted it, but Astrobot came through again.
We ain't done yet. The nominees were Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, and Star Wars Outlaws. Best mobile game. And I think MC knows who won that.
I'm going to guess Genshin Impact.
No, it starts with a B.
Oh, Balastro!
Yep, Balastro.
Yes, sir!
Balastro won Best Mobile Game. The other nominees were AFK Journey, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, Withering Waves, and Zenless Zone Zero.
Yeah, Balastro. I might be... Look, it don't matter. You know what we're talking about. Balastro, it's one of those games you just start picking up and playing it, and like 3 hours went by, and you're like, what the fuck happened? I'm just playing poker. But you've been playing poker for 3 hours, and you don't know how you've been playing poker for 3 hours. I swear, roguelike games, they always tend to work for me. They just win me over every time, and now I play poker for 3 hours and don't know where the day went. Beautiful time. It's a beautiful thing. Write that down.
Yep. But best VR / AR game. The winner of that was
shout out to Danny Flamingo.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, I don't want to steal your gimmick. My bad.
It's all right. He probably
you're not Danny Flamingo. You can't say it's all right. He probably slapped the shit out of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he'll be okay with that. Anyway, best VR / AR game. The winner of that was Batman: Arkham Shadow. I mean, everybody wants to be Batman, so that's fine.
Kevin's not here.
But it's just not the same. And there's a reason why. The OG Batman.
Kevin Conroy.
Yep,
R.I.P. my guy.
But the other nominees were Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2. I honestly thought that was going to win that because I've heard nothing but positives about Asgard's Wrath 2.
Yeah, that's been hyped up pretty well.
Metal Hellsinger VR and Metro Awakening. So there's that. So that's where the Fortnite category was at. But we'll hold off on that. Best ongoing game, the winner of that was Helldivers 2.
Let's go!
But anyway, the other nominees were Destiny 2, The Final Shape, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy, I think that's 14, and Fortnite.
Oh, God.
Anyway, best community game. The winner of that was Baldur's Gate 3. Not surprised.
Yes, sir.
I've seen some of my streamer friends stream that shit so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I don't even need to play it right now. I'm gonna buy it just to say I brought it.
The other nominees were Final Fantasy 14, Dawn Trial, Fortnite, Helldivers 2,
Yeah!
and No Man's Sky. Anyway,
And the winner was Helldivers 2, right?
no, best ongoing game was Helldivers 2. The best community support game was Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
fair.
Best independent game, the winner of that was Balatro.
Balatro! Oh!
Yep, that one. Best independent game. The other nominees were Animal Well,
Donkey.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes,
Yep.
Neva and UFO. Wait, hold up. Neva and UFO 50. Sorry, I had to pull that Home Alone 2 reference.
I really thought Animal Well had a shot, but Balatro being there, it's like, well, good luck.
Continuing on, best debut indie game. The winner of that was Balatro.
Yeah.
Other nominees were Animal Well, it's on there again.
Laura Lee and the Laser Eye.
No, Pacific Drive, The Plucky Squire, and Manowlords.
Manowlords, that's right. That was a different category.
Best performance, and I believe this is the voice actors.
Yeah, I think this isn't this for the winner's the lady who did Senua, Hell Saga 2, Hellblade 2.
Yep, Melina Jurgens, if I pronounced it right. I apologize if I butchered the last name. But
I probably would butcher it too, but you did a good job.
But I'll just say Melina won that from Hellblade 2. The other nominees were Brianna White as Aerith from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Brianna White's fucking good.
How are you alive? You're supposed to be dead.
Anyway, Hannah Tell from who voiced Max Clawfield from Life is Strange.
They did not respect the source material. Did they change the source material, son?
Double exposure.
I never played the Final Fantasy remake game, so I don't know what the hell's going on. What?
Anyway,
carry on.
As I was saying, Hannah Tell who voiced Max Clawfield from Life is Strange, Double Exposure.
Okay.
Humbly Gonzalez as Kay Vez from Star Wars Outlaws, and Luke Roberts as James Sunderland and in Silent Hill 2.
Silent Hill 2 ain't win shit.
Anyway.
They said, you mess with Kojima, fuck your game, buddy. Kiss my ass.
Anyway, other nominees, other category was Games for Impact. And the winner of that was
Never!
Yep, never won that. And the other nominees were Closer the Distance, Indica, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Senua Saga's Hellblade 2, and Tales of...
Then they do a new category. Are you getting to that?
This is Games for Impact. I think they've done that category before.
No, they've done that category. There's a new category, like honoring this guy that was making sure people didn't get laid off.
They did that category. I just forgot what his name was.
I forgot his name too, but I know that there's a category. Shout out to him. He did a good job.
That speech was amazing.
Very good speech. Sorry, I can't remember your name right now.
Yep. Best score in music. The winner of that was, surprise, surprise, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Hey, come on, guys.
Come on.
You're not beating them. Sorry.
Yep. And the nominees were Astrobot, Metaphor, Fantasio, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade.
No, it's Final Fantasy. Come on.
It's Final Fantasy. They have the best score in music. Like,
their scores are just iconic, buddy, and they don't fail. Yep.
Not disappointing. And the next category is Best Audio Design.
I think Hellblade.
Hellblade won that.
Yeah.
And the other nominees were Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Boo.
Yep, boo. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, you're not getting anything. Fuck you.
Now, the winners, and I'm using this for this one, for Best Narrative and Best Art Direction, the winner of that was Metaphor, Refantasio. They won both categories.
That's
but
right.
For the Best Narrative, the other nominees were Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, you ain't getting no.
Yep, and for Art Direction, Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the...
You're not nominated. Stop saying you're nominated. You're not in the room.
Just don't.
Stop saying you're nominated, pal.
And never! Best Game Direction, the winner of that was Astrobot.
Of course. Now, what's next?
Hold up. Let me just go through the...
I think we should be done by now.
Yep, we're at the last stretch. For the nominees for the game direction, it was Balatro, Black Myth Wukong. Elden Ring, who cares? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor, Refantasio. And the winner...
You're talking too loud, dude.
I know, because I'm excited to say this. The winner for Game of the Year was... Do I hear anger? Do I hear confusion? Do I hear saltiness?
The platformer went over my game. Shadow of the Earth Tree was so much better. What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Or why didn't Black Myth Wukong get the win? Or some
It's a better game. It's action packed. Who wants to jump around all day and collect collectibles?
Mm-hmm. But
what the hell?
Let me put you salty idiots to rest for 1 second, because let me tell you something. Like, shout out to all those who got nominated for Game of the Year.
Sorry about Arrow barking, Legion.
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with him barking because he doesn't know when to shut up. And he's probably waiting on us to go to sleep because he's tired.
He's like, yeah, you guys are supposed to be in the bed right now. Why the fuck you still up?
Mm-hmm, but
we're talking about our experience, dude.
Let me just say this. Astrobot deserve to win Game of the Year. Like, when I was playing it, because I got this game on my birthday, that game was one of the best platformer games I've ever played this year.
Oh, damn. Shut up.
Like, I think the reason you guys are mad is because you never played Astrobot. You'll see when you play it. You'll know why. Like, there's a lot of Easter eggs. There's a lot of callbacks to anybody who grew up with the PlayStation, because we both did. And it's just so, like, if you love puzzle games, you love platforming games, this is it right here. Like, I don't understand the hatred for why that game won when you could see the emotions of the game directors, like the devs and the team. They were emotional that they won that, because it's like I call them the underdog for this for that award, because
they were up against some real tough competition.
And the moment he said Astrobot, I just, like, I will tell you right now, when I was getting off of work, I literally screamed in my dad's car because I wanted that game to win Game of the Year.
I didn't yawn. I think. Shut up. No, I didn't.
I'm not
I
saying
think
nothing.
the game itself, it's going to be one of those impactful games that really resonates with younger gamers that are just getting into gaming, kind of like how Sonic and Mario was for us. For them, it'll be like Astrobot because it's really one of those love letters to platformers, and not only that, to the PlayStation as well. So those bots that you collect, the people might go back like, I wonder where that character's from. I might want to play as Parappa, and you might be able to get it through the PlayStation Store someday, 1 and 2. But it was good. I love the speech that the devs made at the end. It was just, it touched my heart because I enjoyed that. The fact that they really were impacted by, they couldn't even say Nintendo's name, but the fact that that little gray box influenced them to make this and make a platformer that is just one of a kind and something that will resonate and stay memorable with you. Gotta love it for them. Class act from those guys. They earned that win. Point blank, they earned it.
It's well deserved.
Big well deserved. They did their thing with that one, man. But that was the Game Awards in a nutshell. It was pretty much fun. I think if you didn't like the Game Awards because you were looking for like Silk Song from Hollow Knight, it's not coming. Just stop. Yes. Stop asking for it. Just wait. It might show up on the Switch 2 as a launch title. I don't know, but what you should do, stop waiting for it at every little director announcement. It's not here. Silk Song is not here. I'm sorry. I liked Hollow Knight. It's not coming though. So it is what it is, baby.
Oh, we could talk about
no, we were, we passed this restaurant. And I'm like, oh, might like that. Yeah, he might like that. Not the name I said earlier that totally didn't get edited out. Surely. It's not like you heard a bleep or anything, right? Anyway, there was a restaurant we passed, and I said, oh, man, maybe, would want to try that. So we were supposed to, go. I'm so glad we didn't do this as a group, because if we did this as a group, probably would have been pissed off for the rest of the day. But we go to, it's a chicken tender spot. It's out in BR, and it supposedly is better than Raising Cane's chicken fingers, and I hate to break it to all of you. As you hear, Shino is just
really now. Like the best way I could describe this, Zaxby's is mid.
Zaxby's. Yeah, Zaxby's was mid. I was so disappointed because I had it once before when where were we? We were in Atlanta, I think. We were coming from Atlanta. And we stopped there and we ate Zaxby's. I'm like, it's pretty good. The chicken was hot, nice and crispy. Everything about it was good. So I figured eating in the restaurant, it's going to be hot and crispy like it was before. No, that's not what happened. Not at all. What ended up happening was I got like the wings and things. And I should have knew something was wrong. Yeah, that's what I got. I should have knew something was wrong as soon as I bit into the first wing. Because I don't understand how you mess up a wing to the point where the wing's not crispy, it's just chewy. And
I tasted that wing, it just like...
I gave up. Immediately, I'm like, ranch can't save this and your sauce can't save this. It's not even cold. It's just not crispy enough. It's like you took it out, it wasn't crispy enough. So I was just disappointed with that. And then I tried the tender, and I'm like, the tender's not bad.
It's not bad.
The sauce isn't bad.
And I like the sauce. The sauce is not bad. And the fries is not bad.
I didn't like the fries.
I thought it was not bad, but...
They were all right. I just didn't like them. I'm not a crinkle cut guy.
To say that this is better than Raising Cane's, you must be smoking something. Because Zaxby's, and I mean this wholeheartedly, they are like the Temu Raising Cane's, because that's what it is. It's a Temu.
Shit. It's now on wax. He said that I didn't think he was
It's literally a Temu Raising Cane's. Like, if I wanted Raising Cane's, I would go to Raising Cane's.
Jesus. Man, he's right.
If we would have left, if we would have went back home, we would have left there disappointed.
Like, could you imagine you drive out there, you get that to go, and you come all the way back home, and your food is cold. just to the touch, freezing. Now, thankfully, it wasn't like that in the store. I'm just saying the wings were crispy, but man, I tell you, it was so bloody mid, so disappointing. Like, I don't want to ever hear anyone say Zaxby's is better than Cane's. It's not. I'm sorry to the Zaxby lovers out there. It's not. And crinkle cut fries. It's supposed to come with coleslaw. It didn't come with the coleslaw. I guess because I didn't get the meal, the little 4-piece meal. I'm really regretting the wings and things. Saying that's not their thing. They need to take wings off the menu because y'all don't need to be making no wings. Point blank, period. Wings is not for you. But here's what my final straw was. My final straw was the toast. Now, if you're going to make toast,
dear God.
Toast is supposed to be nice and, nice,
Soft.
crunchy, soft.
Nice, crunchy, soft.
You know what that was? Shit was a brick.
It was like a brick.
Couldn't even pull it apart.
How do you screw up toast?
They just threw butter. They threw butter on it, man, and just said, "Here you go." They just said, "Here, take that shit." I'm like, bro, what is this? What the fuck is this?
I just said, like, the moment we left and I got in that car, I literally said, that shit is mid as hell.
And I know we could have made a fuss and be like, you know what, this shit's all cold. I don't want it redone. Fix it now. No.
And I said, no. Like, Whataburger was, we could have went to
Whataburger first and just been like, yeah, we're going to chill out at Whataburger. But I didn't even finish that meal. I'm just like, this sucked, man. Like, this is not worth $14. This is terrible. But maybe we got a bad batch because it seemed like they were understaffed too. They didn't have a lot of people in there. And that could have been it. But good Lord, that stuff sucked. If I gave it another chance, it would have to be like the best Zaxby's of all time. Like, y'all would have to recommend the best Zaxby's out here for me to even want to step foot in there again. But we left there. And we were just like, this sucks. I'm not going home with this on my stomach. I'm very angry. I spent $14 on this. So we didn't have to go to Texas because my favorite place, Whataburger. And by the way, I will not take any Whataburger slander. You're not going to slander it. You're not going to do that in front of me. Y'all kiss my ass. Because Whataburger is delicious. It's not mid. It's fucking good. It's great.
If we did an hour drive to Whataburger, I would gladly do it.
Yeah, I'd do it again too.
Like the moment, and you want to know what's funny? When we walked in, we saw like somebody dressed up as Santa Claus.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell's going on out here? Y'all got Santa just pulling up at the Whataburger? What's that? Turns out they had a Santa, like for, I guess, some promotional event, and yeah. Santa walked in as we were ordering. I'm like, what the hell? What's that about, Santa? But we have Whataburger. Fantastic. That's how burgers supposed to be done.
Like, last time I had a Whataburger, I was in Dallas, Texas. That was the last time I had a Whataburger, but it felt good to, like, just...
Last time I had one was when I went to the Mark Reblade concert for New Year's a couple years ago. And then before I came home, I drove through Alabama, and I'm like, I got a Whataburger out here. I think I know what I'm about to do. Let me get that Whataburger. And I got the Whataburger. It was delicious. And I think I had it again on that other trip when I went to Atlanta as well, because if I see a Whataburger, I'm getting Whataburger. I don't give a shit. It's Whataburger.
Like,
it's delicious.
Even if we go to the movies again and somebody asks where you want to go, instantly
we're going to Whataburger.
Go to Whataburger. Just take
on the Whataburger. We're going to drive across the bridge, and we're going to go get Whataburger. You don't like it, go catch your Uber and go home. I'm going to Whataburger. Shit's good. Yeah. Service was kind of but you know what?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. They were busy, but they weren't. They were, but they weren't. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just like that sometimes. It just was better than Zaxby's bitch ass. All I have to say about that.
This is another nitpick for me about Zaxby's.
Dude,
when you got the ice, you notice how
stiff it was? Yeah, it was a clump.
I barely fit my damn straw in there. Like, the fuck?
The ice was so thick.
damn taste it. Like, the hell is that?
Like, bro, what is this ice? This is straight from a lab type ice, bro. I threw that shit out so fast. I'm like, yeah, man, I'll just drink it without the ice. This is stupid. This thing came in as a big ball, and you have to crunch it down.
You literally have to, like, literally stab the fucking straw in there.
Yeah.
Like you're literally doing a stabbing motion.
Just you stabbing the freaking straw. It's ridiculous, man. But after that, just drove. I think you took a nap, and I drove.
Took a nap.
Yeah, we drove home, and we came back home, and that was that. I think I made some chicken nachos, but I was like, I think I should have just put it on the skillet and not pressure cooked it. I think I did it too long, and it kind of dried out a bit. But whatever, you live and you learn. Unlike my fryer that decided to go out mid-thing, and I had to
talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Anyway,
do not talk about it. We've been through that.
Yeah, it died, and I flipped out, and then I made a promise to not flip out anymore. Mm-hmm. But when you're passionate about something, you will flip out because you want the shit to taste good.
And it's understandable.
But, things happen. So, it is what it is.
It happens. It's not out of your... Like, it's completely out of your control.
But that was my entire day with Sir Shino. Hopefully, you guys will be hearing him a bit more on the podcast in the future in 2025. That's if I can wrangle him to do it. Because he'd be difficult sometimes, dude.
I am difficult.
Yeah, you're a fucking difficult ass. You need to podcast more often. We look at our dynamic. We did a whole hour, and we only had 20 minutes of material. Look what happened. Whole hour. We're professionals, dude. Whole hour.
Now I gotta take care of this dog who is literally just standing right next to me.
Of course, he's tired. Well,
he's tired, and he probably has to.
Well, Shino, sign off. Because we're going to go to the next segment after you sign off.
I am Shino Phoenix, guys. If you want to catch me with my podcast, you should listen to my podcast, No One's Ready for Wrestling, if you love pro wrestling. But if you like streaming stuff, follow me on Twitch, Shino Phoenix. And I'm going to be doing my final live stream, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, because it's New Year's Eve, and I want to count down the New Year the best way I can do it by streaming.
Lit.
Simple as that, and just reflect on this crazy ass year.
Yeah. It's been a crazy one, and the next one's going to be just as fucking crazy.
Just as crazy, but yeah, I'm out.
Good old America. Thank you, Shino-san! Yeah, that was awesome. And welcome back to Simply Complicated. I hope you enjoyed that little segment. That was so much fun for me. We had a good time with that chat, me and my bro Chacho of the same mama. I don't know what I was going with that. My brother from the same mother, all right? Anyway, it's time to close the show. And I want to talk about relationships. And no, this is not the part of the show where we're going to talk about romantic relationships and how you're single, and I got to coach you up to realize that you're a good person and you deserve to be loved too, and Christmas isn't going to be that lonely because you're by yourself. No. We're talking about relationships as a whole, and this may go a little bit everywhere, but it's okay. The point is, I just want to encourage you a little bit before we close this year out, because the next time you're going to hear from us is going to be in January. So let's chat, shall we? So listen, when it comes to platonic, when it comes to platonic and romantic relationships, you really, you gotta be careful with who you pick as your friend and your partner. You don't want to pick somebody that is presenting themselves one way just to, get your trust, and then they are a completely different person once they got you under their spell. You know what I'm saying? It's the worst when it's a friend because it's just like a different type of betrayal, but I can only imagine someone you sleep with does that. Like, oh God, why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta do that, Close Clyde? But you have to be careful with who you pick as your friends and as your lover. I was speaking to myself like today, and I realized like all this time alone is a good thing in a sense because I know what I want out of my friends and my lover. They need honesty. I definitely need transparency for sure. Transparency is the biggest thing. Like we don't hide much from each other. That would be awesome. And it's the same with my friends. Like I don't like my friends hiding shit from me. If they have a problem or something, or I did them something and they're not saying anything, that really chaps my hide because it's like, man, we're homies. We homies. Why are you acting like that? Like, tell me what's going on. It would be the same thing if I had a partner as well. If I had a girl, then I'd probably know the answers of all life's questions. Just don't mind me. Don't mind me. Chaos coordinator over here. But you got to be careful with that. And you just have to. And I realize it's also a gamble, too, because trusting people is one thing, but trusting them to, like, share your life with them, good God. Complete gamble, because you don't want to crap out on somebody that you thought was good. Like, that goes both ways. Because could you imagine you befriend somebody and they turn out to be a complete snake in the grass? Or you fall in love with someone and they're a snake in the grass and you just wasted all this time. And I think that's the biggest thing with new relationships, right? It's time. Because time's super valuable. And if you use it wrong, you're going to be kicking yourself in the rear the whole time. Just like, I cannot believe I wasted my time. I took a chance on somebody, and this is what it got me. Just the worst. Crapping out. It doesn't feel good, but don't be discouraged. I had to tell myself, don't be discouraged. You still have to put yourself out there, but you don't have to put yourself out there. I know that sounds like, dude, you're contradicting yourself. No, I'm saying you can put yourself out there when you feel comfortable to do it. You don't have to do it every time to try to attract friends or a partner. You just put yourself out there when you feel the need to do so, when you're comfortable with it. Not because society's telling you, when you want to do it. That's what I mean by that. So you can do it, but you don't have to, you know? You have to take a chance on people and hope for the best and not think for the worst, because I think we can psych ourselves out if we say, oh my God, this person's going to screw me over. They're going to stab me in the back at some point in time. You're just going to be expecting it. And if they make one small mistake, you might take that as, oh my God, they screwed up. I hate it here. I hate it here. They messed everything up. Well, I guess that's it for me. Like, no, can't do that to yourself. I know I couldn't do that to myself. I'll be a little candid here. You know, I fell in love with a person a long time ago. Fell in love with a person. It was cool. She was awesome. Still is awesome, you know. But, yeah, things didn't work out. It is what it is. You go through your little heartbreak, sad thing, and eventually you get out of it because, you know, you learn to love yourself a lot more. And that's no shade to them or anything. I love them dearly. They're awesome still. But I say that to say a situation like mine could have turned me into one of those loser incel guys who like think all women are trash because they don't want to give me the box and because they won't let me play with their family box. They suck and I'm not a Chad or a... I hate you all that talk like that, by the way. Please stop talking like that. It's aggravating. Get a hobby and stop being on the internet. Go touch grass. Go talk to people. It's not always about getting laid. Go talk to people, please. Get it out your head that women bad. Me deserve. You deserve nothing. You have to earn all of your love, respect, all that stuff. Anyway, just saying. Where was I going? To be candid, I share that with you all because I could have did that, but because I chose to take the time to love on myself, I did not become that. And I'm still friends with the person to this day. Cool people. Love them dearly, as I said. And for the next person, you hear me? I mean, look, I'm good. I'm Gucci. If you get me, I'm just letting you know right now, you're good. You're stuck with me, okay? You're stuck with me for the rest of your life. you're not going anywhere. And I don't mean that in a threatening way. Like, we're in this together. I hope you know that. Just want you to know. So, future wifey, I'm just letting you know, baby. I called this in 2024 that we stuck forever together like a booty hole. You get the point. You get the point. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to speak my little mind on that, talk a little bit about relationships, there's ups, there's downs. I haven't been in one to tell y'all about ups and downs, but hey, my friends have told me not everything's always peaches and sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes the person you with, you just like, look, bro, I need my space, or I'm about to strangle you, or I'm about to throw you through like a glass window pane because you really, really pissed me off and I need my own space because you blown it. This is so random. What a random way to end the year, by the way. Maybe I'm manifesting something. I'll be joined by someone next time. And she'll be like, hey, I'm here. Welcome to Simply Complicated. It's me and da-da-da-da. We talking about da-da-da-da-da. The world's gone to hell. I don't know. Oh, I did want to say, if you are one of those types that are very upset that you're alone on Christmas, seriously, don't be that person. It's okay. It doesn't matter if you're single and nobody wants you. It's okay, baby. Somebody out there wants you. They want you. Or you're just alone because you're scattered from your family, you're scattered from your friends. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. You got modern solutions to these type of problems. FaceTime's a thing. I know you wish they would be there, but you could FaceTime. Y'all could chat on the phone. You're just reminding the person that, hey, I love you dearly. Hope you love me too. And they probably do. If you're worrying about the romantic tip, it's all right, man. You better love yourself. Love yourself and love yourself hard. Hug yourself today, as Dear Silas say. Do that, because you should. Give yourself a big old hug. All right? Don't be mad. You got things to do. Your man or your woman is coming your way. They'll be here before you know it. They'll show up when you least expect it. That's how it happens, apparently. Happens when you least expect it. You was like, I ain't even looking for this. And now it's just at your front door like, well, I'm here. So where do I move in? And where do I sit? Can I sit over there? Can I sit over here? I'm not sure. But I cook. Look, I'll even help pay rent and all that. Yep, we're together now. Just want you to know. So, that's what it is. I just arrived on your porch. You didn't even expect me to show up, and I showed up, and now I'm on your porch, and now we're chatting, and we're talking, and we're good, and we're nice to each other, and yeah. Hope I might go invest in a ring. I don't know. Keep this up. Just saying. That's me arriving at someone's porch, unexpected, and now they have no choice but to. Yo, I'm tired, so I'm just going off of any and whatever. I'm riffing off of everything right now. But I think we're done here. Ain't much else to talk about. This show's all over the place. That's what Simply Complicated is all about sometimes. Sometimes we just be here, we're there, we're organized, but we definitely gonna be consistent. That's the big thing. And I do want to share some things I want to do for next year. Not on the New Year's resolution tip, but, just some things I want to implement for Simply Complicated in 2025. Consistency is number one. As for number two, I want to review more games. And that requires me to play more games so I can review them. That sounds fun for me. I also want to do more book reviews because book reviews are fun. The additional ones, for some reason, did not post. So I'm going to make sure they post so you can hear some book recommendations. Because you should be reading more or listening to some audiobooks. Why aren't you listening to audiobooks? I don't know. And why aren't you reading? It's fundamental. Don't you know? It's fundamental. You should know how to read and be literate and not an idiot and being told everything. That's probably not true. You need to go read. So you can make your own decisions and your own choices. Yeah. And you know what I want for 3? Number 3, I want to have more guests on the show. I like having guests. I like interviewing people and learning about new folks. But that requires me to put myself out there and be willing to talk to people I don't know too well. Which is going to be tough for little introvert me. That's going to be a tough one. But I probably can do it. I know I can do it. I'm just... that bubble, man. You get in that comfortable zone, you don't want to leave out of it, but sometimes you got to push yourself out of it just so you can make new friends, make new content, make new experiences, all that good stuff. I'm going to put the guest form in the description so you all can, click that if you want to be a guest on the show. And I'll be reaching out to see when we can do an episode and what you want to talk about, to quote the Cody Rhodes. Outside of that, can't think of much else. I just stay in good health, have my friends be in good health, talk to my friends more, talk about stuff going on in the world, things that we enjoy, have fun, and just keep doing the show, man. I want to do a consistent show for a whole year. I don't want to have any weird delays or anything like that. I want us to really get on the ground, make content, chat for a little bit, even if it's a short episode. I just want it out there so we look nice, look like a functioning podcast and functioning adults with big full-time jobs that still make some time to do this fun little bullshit show that we do every 2 weeks. Consistency. That's the word. That's the motto. That's what we need to abide by, as I said at the start of the show. But yeah, that's all I can really envision for 2025. We have more guests, more fun, more reviews, more episodes, more everything. And we just keep it going because this is a fun show to do. It's unlike anything that I've heard, or so I'm told. But I think I want to sign off now. So you take care. You be good. You give yourself a try. You bet on yourself in 2025. You stand up to bullies. Do not let people punk you. You can't be punked. Let them play themselves. You know what I mean? Don't let them try to get you in a bind that you don't need to be in. You dig? Be nice to yourself this year and next year. Don't bend the knee. Have high expectations for yourself and others around you, man. Do that for sure. I can't wait to see what the world brings for 2025. I hope it's not a hellscape. I'm hoping it's a nice place still. I hope so. But that does it for Simply Complicated. You're going to hear this episode probably around Christmas, kind of like how you heard the last episode around Thanksgiving. May you guys, gals, and non-binary pals have happy holidays. You have a happy new year. We will see you then. It's going to be fun. Promise it's going to be fun. We're going to have a ball in 2025, despite all the stuff going on in the world. We're going to have fun, and we're going to keep it that way, and hopefully keep you up to date with everything that you need to be up to date with. If it's important, we'll talk about it. But take care. Be good. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. I love you dearly. This is MCZX, and this has been Simply Complicated. Peace.